tell me.
Don't you?
Don't what?
I don't want to die.
Neither do I, baby, but if I have to, I'm gonna die last. Something slipped up, didn't it? They told you they were gonna knock him off, and they haven't done it, have they? They haven't because I tipped him off. He blew.
He's all right?
Didn't you want him to be?
Yes. Yes, because if he dies, they'll say you did it.
Oh, you're wonderful, Kathy. You're magnificent. You can change sides so smooth.
No, Jeff, you're hurting me.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Noirvember. My name is Dom Griffin, I'm a film critic, and you're watching the Armchair Auteur. This is an ongoing video series I do where we talk about new movies, old movies, screenplay analysis, that sort of thing. So if you are someone who likes movies, and you like film, and you like seeing people pick it apart, please consider subscribing. So Noirvember is going to be a new series I do throughout this month where we're going to be taking a look at old classic film noirs from like the 30s and 40s, and some from the 50s perhaps. And our first installment will be about Jacques Tourneur's Out of the Past. I've been really into film noir since like high school, since I was like a teenager, when I was really obsessed with reading a lot of old detective story, paperback novels, and all the film adaptations of them from the golden age of Hollywood. I just really like the entire idea, the genre, the style, the vibe, all of it, the aesthetic, everything. I'm a big film noir nerd. And as much as I like a lot of different film noirs, this one that we're covering today, Out of the Past, I was not actually very familiar with probably until like my mid-20s when I happened to read about it in a back matter essay in the back of Edward Baker and Sean Phillips' comic Criminal. I've seen it dozens of times since then, and I'm a huge fan. It gets better every time. I think it's one of the most perfect entries into one of my favorite genres. However, rather than viewing noir simply as a genre that dictates a specific set of tropes, plot mechanics, and setting, try to envision it as a particular powerful Instagram filter, one you might place over an image to color it with a shade of dread and heartbreaking inevitability. It is a visual style of sharp contrast and moody lighting, married with a dark wit that elevates even the lowest brow of B-movie setups into tragicomic ruminations on the predatory nature of society. Noir holds existence up to a cracked, skewed mirror, and, within a heightened approximation of our own reality, shows us how fucked up we all have the troubling capacity to become. It is in that depiction of tragically fucked up people doomed to ruin that makes Out of the Past such an essential film. The movie is all about Jeff Markham, a private investigator played by Robert Mitchum, and Kathy Moffat, the woman he is hired to find, portrayed by Jane Greer. But the film's nonlinear structure makes this tale of this ill-fated romance all the more engrossing. When we meet Markham, he's going by the name Jeff Bailey, running a gas station with his only friend, a deaf-mute teenager that works for him who goes by The Kid. He's entranced in the new love he shares with Ann Miller, a wholesome woman sought after by plenty of suitors in town. But when old colleague Joe Stefanos finds him and tells him their old boss Whit, Kirk Douglas in his only second film role ever, wants to see him, he has to come clean to Ann about his past life. You see, Whit, a big operator in the world of crime, had his girl Kathy shoot him, steal 40 grand from him, and run away. So he sent Markham and his shady partner Fisher to find her. But Markham found her first, and immediately fell head over heels.
Then I saw her coming out of the sun, and I knew why Whit didn't care about that 40 grand.
The two run away together, with Markham believing Kathy's story about not having taken the money. And after a close call with Whit and Stefanos dropping in on Markham, they were able to get away scot-free until Fisher found the two of them at a racetrack and blackmailed Markham. The two men tussled, and in the chaos, Kathy shot and killed Fisher, and in the aftermath, Markham realized he was wrong about her all along.
I never told you I was anything but what I am. You just wanted to imagine I was. That's why I left you.
So in the present day, Kathy is actually back with Whit. Whit is willing to let bygones be bygones, but he needs Markham to perform a burglary of some important tax documents being used to blackmail him. But this job, though presented as a way to get Markham square with a very powerful man, is just a frame-up. And trying to work all the angles and navigate his way out of this elaborate trap, Markham has to wrestle with his past/unfortunately current tether to Kathy.
I've never stopped loving you. I was afraid and no good, but I never stopped. Even if you hated me. Did you?
Yeah.
But you don't now.
No.
And the life he wants with Anne. The power of Out of the Past is in how it dramatizes a fairly personal conflict. Markham, trapped between his duplicitous past, personified by the untrustworthy but borderline addictive Kathy, and the honest open future he knows he doesn't deserve with the innocent Anne. It's a little reductive to see the split between Kathy and Anne as some sort of a Madonna whore complex thing, when it's less about Markham's dueling desires for them, and more about him wrestling with himself and who he really is.
I don't care. Just so they find us together. If you're thinking of anyone else, don't. Wouldn't work. You're no good for anyone but me. You're no good and neither am I. That's why we deserve each other.
Is he a man who has done a lot of bad in his life, but someone who can move on, start again, and settle down with someone he can actually trust and count upon? Well, this being film noir, you can never move on and start again. Debts will be paid. Seeing Out of the Past again, the main thing that sticks with me, outside of just how much I love the story, how well it's told, how beautiful the performances are, the photography, all that stuff, outside of all those fantastic things, the main thing that gets me is all the little details, all the small moments that I think film noir as a genre always brings to the fore, especially when it comes to like older classical filmmaking. It's little things like seeing Stefanos pause to let a cop car pass in the background while talking to the kid so we know he's up to no good. The fire in Kathy's eyes as Markham and Fisher fight, the first time we, the audience, see her through anyone's gaze but the fully entranced Markham's. The thick tension in Mexico when Whit and Stefanos drop in on Markham and watch him try to brute force his way out of suspicion with little more than bravado and hope. The way Tourneur as a director lets whole scenes play out in one take, creating drama through simple blocking and looks and glances, all the type of things that a lot of modern storytellers seem to just completely forget. But really, for me, it's the film's inevitable but brutal conclusion, leaving Anne to wonder whether Markham was going to run off with Kathy again, or if he really did love her. And an ironic closing note, the only person who knows the answer cannot speak. There is no good reason not to watch Out of the Past right now, as soon as you possibly can after watching this video. Unless, of course, you've got some weird thing against black and white movies. That is Out of the Past. It is one of my favorite movies. It's not actively streaming anywhere that I can think of, but there's plenty of ways to get it via rental or whatever, and it is 100% worth watching literally right now. Just turn this video off, fire it up as soon as you're able to, and give it a shot. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you do subscribe, hit the little bell icon to get notifications when I put out new videos. I'll be having new Noirvember videos throughout the month and other things as well. So thank you guys for watching. I hope everyone's doing well, and I hope you check out Out of the Past.